This video is all about creating dimensions in Revit. So if you have a project opened, then you can go to annotate, and in the annotation group you can see aligned, linear, angular, all the dimensions here. So I'm going to explain you today how to apply these dimensions. So how to edit dimensions, how to modify dimensions, how to increase the dimension size. So those things you will be seeing in a separate video. So here I have already shown how to create all these dimension. Okay, so I'm going to create once again for you. So I'm just going to select everything, select similar. So here you should go for select all instances and visible in view, and then delete, and select radial dimension, right click, select all instances in entire project. So what is the difference? If you give visible in view, that means only this view dimension is going to get deleted. So if you go to select all instances, and if you click in entire project, that means even other sheet dimensions also will get deleted. So you should be very careful with the Revit when you are deleting. Okay, select and delete, select, delete, select, delete, select, delete, select, delete. Okay, so I have these shapes. I'm going to dimension. So in AutoCAD and Revit there is a difference with the scale and how the annotation will behave. So in case if you're having any doubt, then you can go to any sheets now, and I'm just going to create a sheet, let's say A1 metric. Okay, and I'm going to, so I have all the shapes here. I'm going to duplicate view, and I'm going to duplicate, right click, and say ground floor plan. Okay, so let's keep them everything small letter. Okay, so here in the P also let it be small. Okay, so here I'm in the sheet. So to add the sheet view, I'm going to drag, and then I can place wherever I want. So here you can see I'm just going to show you how the scale works in Revit. Okay, so I am in 1:100 scale. Okay, so here I'm going to give a dimension. I'm going to annotate, I'm going to take aligned, and then I'm just taking a dimension and I'm placing here. Okay, so in AutoCAD you can give dimension in layout space and model space, but in Revit you can give dimension for the element within the model only. So we cannot select outside, so you can't select. So give dimension, you have to double click or right click, activate view, and then you have to select dimension, and then you have to give dimension. Okay, and right click, deactivate view. So here you can see how the dimension is visible. So I'm just zooming in till here, and you can see how the dimension is visible. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the scale of this view. I'm selecting, and I'm going to change the scale to 1:50. So here you can see the size of the plan increased, but the dimension will be visible same as how it was visible before. So I can show you once again. Let's take one more example. Okay, so I'm going to draw one small line. I'm going to annotate and take a detail line, and I'm going to draw a small line here. Let's draw a line, and I'm going to annotate here. So I'm taking a dimension here in the sheet. Okay, in this sheet only size you consider. Okay, so the dimension, it is 26 because we are in 1:100 scale. Okay, so only the size will see, text size will see here. This is very important to understand how Revit text will work. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain you. Okay, so here we have a dimension in the sheet, here we have dimension inside the model. So I'm going to select, and in the property I'm going to change the scale. So here I can move the plan and I can see, so both the dimensions are in the same size, even though if I change the scale, the dimension size going to be same. That means what, your dimension or text size will be true to the printable scale. Okay, so if you are zooming in, it will look big, if you zoom out, it will look small. But when you print, when you are going to 100% zoom, that time it will be same always. In case if you want to see how this dimension will look when I print, then you should go to here, you can see 2D wheel, and here you can see the zoom tool, zoom all fit. Here a small arrow mark is there, here you have to go and see zoom sheet size. So if you click zoom sheet size, this is what the dimension, so that's how it will appear in the print. Okay, so this is your true size. So when you print, so how much the size will see, the same size you are going to see in your screen. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Okay, so if you have not understood, if you are having any doubt, you can always give me a comment and I can explain you in another video. So now, so I'm going to level 1 again. Okay, so here I don't see any dimension because I have given dimension in the ground floor plan. So all the dimensions are view based. So if you want to give a dimension in the other view, you can copy paste, otherwise you have to do dimension again. How to copy paste? Go to ground floor plan, select the dimension, and then copy to clipboard, come to level 1, and here align to same place. If you align to same place, it will get copied. And let's see how to do dimensions. I'm going to delete these dimensions. Okay, and I'm going to apply aligned dimension. What is aligned dimension? Aligned dimension will be aligned with the line. So to understand that better, let's take linear dimension. Linear dimension you can always apply for x and y reference distance. So here you can see I have selected a inclined line, so end to end point, but this dimension you can only place for x distance or y distance. Okay, this is your linear dimension. Linear dimension will always select a point, it won't select any side. For example, here I'm giving, here you can see this line is not highlighting, this line is not highlighting. Okay, here you can see. So in case if I apply aligned dimension, here you can see the side is highlighting, the side is highlighting, and here you can select the point. Okay, so aligned dimension, for example, so from here to here I cannot select because this line and this line is not parallel. So if the dimension reference, if it is not parallel, it is not going to select, but you can always select the point. Okay, I'm giving escape, select, and you can always select the point. So I'm going to draw a small line and I'm going to tell you how this aligned dimension will work. Okay, I'm drawing a small line here. So when I draw this line, you can see that there is some temporary dimension visible in your screen. Okay, so this is your temporary dimension. How this dimension works, the same way aligned dimension also will work. So I'm going to take a aligned dimension. So take aligned dimension and I'm going to select the point. So now I'm selecting the line, better let's select the point. To select the point, I have to highlight the side and then give tab. Now it is highlighting the point. So I'm zooming in, here you can see now it is highlighting the line. I'm giving a tab and you can see it is highlighting a point, and select the point. zoom out. Here you can see I'm zooming in for your visibility. Okay, so here you can see it is highlighting the line. I have to give a tab and then select the point. So here you can see the aligned dimension is always parallel to the reference points. In case if you take a linear dimension, so here by default it will highlight the point. You cannot tab for the line. Okay, so it will always select the point. So here select the point. Here you can see this will always go for x and y distance. So this is the difference for aligned dimension and linear dimension. Okay, let's see the next type. So here I'm selecting angular dimension. Okay, so angular dimension you can select and you can place between any angular line. So you can select and place between any angular line. Okay, I'm increasing the scale to 1:50, so you will get more space for placing dimension. So here you can see, in case if you are displacing your text, okay, if you are moving your text, then this is taking a leader line. So leader line is a type parameter. You have to select the dimension and go to property bar and go to edit type. Here you can see leader type. So here you have to change it to line, and then here you can see the line, but this is not coming with the shoulder line. So go to edit type and here you can give a shoulder length. Let's give 3 mm and then say OK. So 3 mm shoulder line we are having, and select the dimension, right click and then reset dimension text position. You can click, so it will go to the original position. In case if you want to add any text, and then you have to double click, this will pop up a window, and here you can see what do you want to see. You want to see the actual value, and you want to add text above, below, or you want to add a prefix or suffix, then you can use this option. Otherwise you can replace with the text and then say OK. So to edit the text, double click and then this window you can edit. So for now I'm going to use actual value and say OK. In case if you want to add mm here, then you have to go to select dimension, go to edit type, and then in the properties you can come here, unit format. So dimension suffix you can give mm, or in the unit itself you can give millimeter, rounding of unit symbol mm. It is better to give it in the unit format itself, and remove the suffix and say OK. Here you can see this is applying to all the dimensions which are coming in the same type. So 2.5 mm aerial type. To show you, I'm going to right click, select all similar. So select all instance and visible in view. So these all same type. Okay, so these are different type. Okay, now so here what we are going to do now, we are going to see radial and diameter dimension. So I'm going to select radial, I'm going to select the arc, and then I can place anywhere I want. If you want to move the text, you can always move the text here. If you want to remove leader, select and uncheck the leader. Here also you can see leader, you can uncheck. You can place above, below, anywhere you can do it. And then in case if you want to do a diameter dimension, go to select diameter and then select the arc. So here you can see whenever you select any dimension type, from annotate. So here you can see, so Revit is giving you a chance to select the dimension type once again. So usually in case if you are using a shortcut DI, so I'm typing DI. So here I am in a dimension tool. So here I can see all the dimension. I can select the dimension type. I'm selecting diameter and I can do dimension. Double escape. I'm giving double escape. If you give one escape, it will come out of the current operation, and if you give escape again, so you can come out of the command. Okay, so diameter dimension also like other dimensions, so you can have leader or without leader. So like all other dimension, you can place radial dimension text anywhere, and with or without a leader you can check. So here you can select and you can activate the leader. If you don't want, you can deactivate the leader. So this symbol, diameter symbol, in case if you don't get, then what you have to do, so in the keyboard you don't have this symbol, so right. So in case if you want this symbol, go to start and say character map. Here in the character map you can select diameter symbol. Here you have to select and copy. So when you copy, you can select the dimension and go to edit type, and then come here. If you want to add it in the prefix or suffix, you can add it, or in the project for unit format you can add the symbol. So here you can add only mm. Okay, so by default here I'm seeing that diameter symbol, so here they have added diameter symbol text is this one. If you don't have this, then you can, from the character map you have to copy, then you can paste here. Okay, so we have seen aligned dimension, linear dimension, then angular dimension, radius and diameter dimension we have seen. So next we are going to see arc length. So I have an arc, so arc length actually it is different from other dimension. So when you are selecting the arc length, so I have selected arc length. So here you have a choice to choose. In case if it is a wall, do you want it for wall faces or wall center line or core? You can select, and then finally select the arc, select the start point and select the end point, and here you go. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Select the arc, select the start point, select the end point and place. So next, all three dimensions, so you can do it with the model. So for example, spot elevation, so you have to select any model reference, then only it will appear. So spot elevation, I'm selecting a point and it is showing 660 elevation. So the same dimension, in case if I'm seeing it in a section, I'm going to draw a section, right click and select a go to view. So here you can see that point. So I'm going to select spot elevation, I can select the point, and here you can see 660 elevation. So here we can see that the model slab, it is modeled with the slope. So to annotate slope, you have to select spot slope, and you can select the model and you can paste here. You can select the model and place, select the model and place. Okay, in case if you want to add any text, for example slope, if you want to add it in front of the 1:10 text, then you have to select, and then here prefix you can add it, slope, enter. So here you can see the slope is added now. To give the same slope annotation in the plan, go to plan level 1, and then here select a spot slope, and here you can place. To add slope text, go here and add slope. In case if you want to show this slope in percentage, then what you have to do, select the dimension, go to edit type, and then in the unit format select, here you can give percentage and say OK. Now it is 10% slope. And finally we are having another annotate option, spot coordinate. So whichever point you select, you can have northing and easting value. This depends on your Revit survey and project point. So in case if this dimension is referring from project or survey point, then the value will change. So you should be very careful, so which value you are reading. So to ensure the values, select the dimension and go to edit type, and here you can see unit format, northing, easting, prefix, suffix, everything is fine. So here you can see coordinate point base, coordinate base, it is survey point. So what is a survey point, what is a project point is a different topic, so I'm going to explain you in a different video. Okay, so survey point usually the old true point, and project point is a reference point for the project. Okay, so the value can change for the project reference point, but the survey point will always be the true point. So where is your survey point and project base point? If you go to VV or visibility graphics, go to visibility graphics. So here you can select visibility graphics icon, and here you can select site. So I'm extending, so here you can see project base point and survey point, and say OK. So here you can see a small symbol. So this is your project base point and survey point. So both are in the same place now, project base point, and I'm giving a tab and selecting, it's a survey point. Both are in the same place with the 0, 0 value. So you should not try to delete them or move them by mistake, so better always hide in the plan. Survey point and project base point, and say OK. So even here in the coordinates point, even here in the coordinates point, you can select the dimension and you can give with the elevation. So you can give with elevation also. So the elevation you can give with the spot elevation also, or with the spot coordinate also. Okay, so that's all for today. So today we have learned how to apply all this dimension, and in another video I'm going to show you how to edit this witness line, how to add a tick mark, and so how this gap we can change. So those things and all we are going to discuss in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.